I've got a confession to make. Sometimes you get your mistake corrected on a technicality, and other times your mistake is corrected in the most poetic and philosophically apt way. I don't know if you're familiar, but in the Chabad movement, we are very into printing a lot of Torah material. So we print a lot of books that will hopefully stay on shelves for generations, but then we also print a lot of these booklets that kind of have at most a month, usually a week of shelf life. So you kind of study from it for that week, and then you pretty much have to figure out how to dispose of it in a respectful way. The most well-known example is the Dvar Malchus, which includes in it much of the weekly study. So you've got the daily Tanya, the daily Chumash, the Bible study, Maimonides, and other things as well. So oftentimes I'll see a fat stack of last week's Dvar Malchus, and they'll be just sitting precariously, waiting to tip over. Sometimes I think to myself, do we really need to print all of these booklets? It just seems kind of messy. Yesterday, I discovered one answer to my question, and that came in the shape of the testimonies of Omer Shemtov's parents. Omer Shemtov was a hostage in Gaza for hundreds of days, and the parents lifted up a Dvar Malchus.
יש גם איזה חייל שהשאיר ספר על פרשות שבוע, ויואל אלבז, אם שכח את הספר
דבר מלכות.
דבר מלכות, אז אנחנו רוצים להחזיר לך את זה. עומר רוצה להחזיר לך את זה.
Of course, a booklet with the holiest texts of Judaism should not be ideally found in the domain of Hamas. But because it was there, it managed to find its way to Omer and keep him company through the darkest times imaginable. It's kind of like what the Alter Rebbe commented to Pinchas Koritzer when they saw some mystical writings blowing in the wind on the ground. The Alter Rebbe gave a powerful metaphor. He said, in a situation where a prince is sick and the only remedy is if the king would grind up the finest jewel on the royal crown, the king would grind up that gem in a heartbeat. In other words, one is open to the potential of disrespect if it means accessibility to those that need it most.